Hi guys, thank you for being here. Today again, we're gonna have some interview session with Nicole from Australia. Thank you, Nicole, for being here, Nicole.
You're welcome.
Yes, yes, we got some questions for you regarding Incruises. Yes, if you don't mind answering all these questions from us, that would be great. Keiko is not here, but we got some questions from Keiko. I know that you are planning on, going on a trip sometime. You became a member with Incruises, and just wanted to see what kind of occasion are you planning on using this trip for? Is it going to be
Yeah,
a
so
birthday, anniversary, or
yeah.
yes?
I have no occasion. It is because I just have not traveled in such a long time, and it gets me excited. Like I've done travel around Australia, but not overseas for quite a while. And my husband has actually been in a band that's been on a cruise, so he's worked on a cruise ship, but we have been talking about taking all our kids because we've got a combined family on a cruise for Christmas. And because we just think it's a good place where you can have some space, um, yeah, space to get around, and like they can do their own things, but we can do our things as well. And so instead of him working, he'll be there to enjoy and relax. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. So it's going to be a very big family event for you.
Yes,
Yes.
that's what we've been talking about. Um,
Yeah. So what is the destination going to be like, do you think?
Yeah, so we've actually been talking about doing, when we're doing it with the family, doing a local sort of one. So going probably over to New Zealand. Like, so there's a cruise that goes down to Tasmania and then across to New Zealand. And we just think that that could be fun because you can do like fairly short trips, like 7-day trips. But we'll probably need to get some of their buy-in as well. They might prefer to go to like the islands, so over to like I've done a trip before to Noumea and Fiji and Isle of Pines. If anyone ever comes near Australia, Isle of Pines is so beautiful. It's just, yeah, so pretty, and you can go scuba diving or snorkeling, and that's good.
So you mentioned that you did a cruise like almost 10 years ago. What would you do differently this time if you are booking this time? As far as like, what kind of room or anything like a cruise line, which line you're going to be using? Is there any kind of things that you learned from the past experience?
Yeah, I actually loved what I did. I went on a P&O cruise. It was my sister and I, and gosh, like I have so many good memories because we just partied like we did. I didn't think that I was someone who would still be out at 2 o'clock in the morning on the dance floor, but I was, and I like we sort of went and ate. There was like food all the time, but we actually booked in to one of the fancy restaurants. So my sister's done a lot of cruises, and so she booked us into one of the fancy restaurants, and it was just and so when I booked my cruise, everything was kind of paid for except for alcohol and like this fancy restaurant. But like I think the restaurant was like 40 Australian dollars. So it was so cheap for like a Michelin star restaurant. And it was just so memorable, so memorable.
Wow.
So what would I do different? Probably not a lot. Yeah. Like I actually, because my trip was around the Pacific near Australia, and I'd actually been gifted like shore trips as well by my family, which was beautiful. So I think if I went to Noumea, actually that's one thing I'd do differently. I did a day tour and went up to the mountains and things, but I would probably just snorkel and enjoy the beach there because it is really beautiful.
Mm,
Yeah.
wow. Sounds very nice. Did you have to book a couple of different rooms, or just one room was enough for your family? Or are you gonna try to book multiple rooms this time? Or I know it's
Um,
small.
yeah, like actually, I would like if I haven't booked like for the family trip at the moment, but like we would definitely have to have multiple rooms because the boys, when we go, will be like 18 and 19. And so they will want their own space. But I would love to actually be like I would love to have a balcony room. Like
Yeah,
I can see other people have had balcony
definitely.
rooms. So I had a little portal. So but I also would love to like P&O was lovely, but it's a smaller cruise line compared to like Carnival or the Princess Cruises. Like they're much bigger. But a few weeks ago, actually, Berriesh and I were in Sydney Harbour, and we were looking at this massive, like this ship was huge. I did come back and made sure that it was also on Incruises as well. But we were just dreaming. And I think that's one thing that gets you through, every day is you start dreaming about where has this been, and then where do we want to go. And so that's one thing like I really appreciate about our relationship is that we can look into that future and go, this is what we want to do in the future. And Incruises really has helped us with that.
Yeah, that sounds very exciting. Just thinking about the ocean and the fun time that you're gonna have, all the food that you're gonna have, and
Yeah.
yeah, that sounds very exciting.
Yeah.
Thank
Just
you
don't
very
eat
much.
too much of the food. Food's open 24 hours a day. You
Oh my
don't have to
goodness.
eat 24 hours a day.
I love food, so I don't know. I might have to be around food all the time. Yeah, that sounds exciting. Do you guys have any other question, Ruth,
Yeah, look,
Wendy?
I'm so
Yeah,
sorry. I'm
that's
late.
fine.
Hello?
Yes,
Can you hear me?
yes.
Yes.
You can? Sorry, I thought the meeting was at 1:30 this afternoon. So I've just rushed
Okay.
down and I have a million questions here to ask Nicole. Sorry, Nicole. I guess I'd like to ask Nicole what her big picture is in regard to Incruises. Like where do you want to take this? Where do you want to go? Like in the business sense, where do you see yourself in, say, 5 years?
Yeah, cool. So, like for my business, I've got sort of several streams. So, what I see with Incruises is that, well, first off, it's a place for my family to be able to get some joy and fun out of life and relaxation. I think that's really important because we're very much go family. But in 5 years, like I see that Incruises is going to give me that steady income. So I know with like my Enagic aspect of the business, you have your commissions when they come in until you reach a certain level. And but within 5 years, I actually see my Enagic business giving me a consistent income and my Incruises as well. So with Incruises, like once you get 5 people that have bought in and buy in consistently, then you don't actually have to put in $100 a month. So it's effectively a free holiday. You get given those points, that $200 worth of points every month. And so it's really giving me and my family free holiday. But there's more than the free holiday. Like it's actually, you do earn commissions and you do, once your team expands. So Incruises is all about going sort of wide. So you've got lots of people under you and also deep. So as in your, say like Ruth is an Incruise member partner that's under me. And then when she gets her people under her, then I actually receive a commission from that as well. And Incruises has been great because they tend to do extra little bonuses as well. So I know I had a number of people join up when they sort of jumped in join up when specials and things were on. So I wasn't shy in letting people know that there were like bargains. So it was pretty cool.
So if one of your people under you doesn't pay, say for a month, a couple of months, what actually happens? How does that affect you?
Yeah. So that actually does affect me. So you kind of need to look at your business a bit more proactively, I guess. You've got to ensure that the people are actually paying, because to get that like free membership, you have to have 5 people paying for that month. And if they don't pay, then I actually still have to pay my membership. So it's really important to get people to understand that, you're actually committing to something. So it's a smaller buy-in than Enagic is. However, you need to ensure that you're not biting off more than you can chew. Like, you can actually afford to pay like $100 a month. And yes, eventually you'll get like free membership, but it actually affects your upline if you're not paying. Yeah.
Right.
So have that conversation.
Yeah. Okay. So how did you use the program? Sorry, I'm looking at my questions, to research the cruise that you might be wanting to do. Like, what's the process there?
Yeah, it's actually very simple. So you actually can go onto the website, so there's an Incruise login, and you can just, first of all, start dreaming about or thinking about where you want to go. But there's lots of pictures there. So I've got a screen over here. I've got Caribbean, Asia, Australia, Hawaii. There's so many different things that you can do. But I also think, realistically, how long do I want to go for?
Yeah.
And you can sort things out also by the types of cruise liners as well. So whether you want to go with like Norwegian cruise liners or Carnival or Virgin, like Virgin's just joined. That's one where you leave the kids at home because it's only adults.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting.
You have your own butler, I think, and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, it looks very fancy, very fancy.
Yes.
And I think I used to always think, I'll never be able to afford a cruise that's super long, I went on a 10-day cruise and I thought, I'd never be able to A, enjoy, or B, afford a cruise that was like for a month. And then I've already looked at what I'm earning with my Incruises, and it's actually very affordable. And then it's like, because I've put in half the money of what my points are, and it's like, and this is actually for 2 people. So everything on Incruises is for 2 people.
Yes, that's true.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's like, I can actually do this. So I know B and I have been talking about some travels in the future, and it's like, well, we could do this, go up to like the top of Africa and then jump on a cruise and go and travel around. So there's just, the sky's the limit. And I think sometimes we limit ourselves with what we think we can do. Yeah.
Wow.
So for me, it's opened up that passion and enjoyment for travel.
It does get you excited, hey?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just when you talk about it, it's like, I'm sure everyone's feeling the same vibe, like, let's go on a cruise. Have I got much time left to ask?
You're fine with
we
me.
Good?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I'm just wanting people that are watching or tuning in later, like from the business side of things, we haven't really gone, delved very deep into that side. So what is the biggest advantage of Incruises when you are just starting your business?
Yeah. So I think the biggest advantage is that it is a cheaper buy-in. So if finances is something that you don't have the savings there to commit for Enagic, you can actually start in with Incruises and just ensure, once again, that you can pay monthly. And what I kind of see it is it's actually a bit of a stepping stone. So it's your sort of first taste of having a business. And like I would also say, you know, are you doing this just because you love cruising? And then that's fine because that's what you want to do. But if you really want to have a big, successful digital business, like you can do it as, you know, Incruises and Enagic together, because you can market it together.
Yes. And it seems that's what most people do after listening to Maybelline. Like that was really interesting how her friends weren't interested in buying in, but her business partners were all in, and she had 5 buyers in 3 days. That blew me away. That did. Like it's sort of, and I, you know, didn't have to say much to me. I sort of feel like it's a win-win. Like,
Yeah.
and I was in straight away as well. So
yeah,
that's exciting. Yeah. So what are the benefits of paying the $149 membership compared to the $100 membership?
Okay. So that's what you're talking about there is the 2 different funnels, because I do have 2 funnels. I've got my main funnel and then just an Incruise funnel. The Incruise funnel is 100 to get in. The other one's 149. With 149, you actually have the option of all of our businesses. So the 100, you only have Incruises, but you also get like a free funnel build as well with the 149. Whereas if you're doing the $100, you still need to pay $25 for a funnel build for that business. So realistically, I would recommend, like I've done both, and now if new people are coming on board, I would just see if they can do that 149 and do that, because that gives you so many options down the future. You can change, you can add more finances to it down the track. But yeah, I think 149, I'm now funneling all of my leads to that funnel at the moment. Yeah. But I did do 2 initially because I wanted, like, I guess I'd heard David Bezos speak, and he was saying, you know, you can do cheap marketing, so you can market worldwide for $5 a day, which you can, and like get it going straight to that Incruises funnel, because you actually like start earning commission even if people become a member. So if they just want a cruise club, so like you get commission every time someone joins the cruise club, but you'll end up with more residual commission once they become a member partner and get their other members as well.
Yeah.
So I've spent a bit of time trying to think about where I personally want to put my people, or recommend to put people, so that the businesses will grow for them. Yeah.
Are most of your mentees either interested in Incruises or are already in?
Yeah, about half of them. Yeah. Oh, actually, most of my mentees actually, are in Incruises.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, that's about it from me.
I think Wendy
I can't remember her name. Sorry. The question was asked about.
Wendy, did you have a question?
Oh, I just a simple question
Yeah.
for Nicole. So, what's the best way to share the Incruise to people?
Yeah,
it's a good question.
Do you want to know for people that you already know, or for people that you don't know?
Either way. There's some idea.
Yeah. So if it's in my advertising, I've done a quite successful ad where I just had a picture of me and I was sitting, it kind of looks like I could be on a cruise. I wasn't. I was sitting in a cafe looking over a harbour, and I've actually brought in a lot of the details of, you know, do you want to like cruise for less? have your own business, you know, all those sorts of fun things. Like, actually, like, I know my hook was, you know, oh, I can't even think of what my hook was, but it was something about like I needed more time for more money for my family and more
I remember that
more
too.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I got
It's
5
good.
Incruises member partners from that. So,
Wow.
and I targeted different places in the world because I've got some people that are from South Africa, I've got Papua New Guinea, I've got Australia. So people sort of looked at it, and I also said, you know, for a relatively low buy-in price. So I didn't say what the buy-in was in my ad, but it was, yeah, I'm more than happy to share it with people if they want to have a look.
Nicole,
But
oh,
it's
sorry.
also those conversations that you have afterwards as well. So I'm suggesting that people talk to me, and I actually ask, like, are you after like a holiday club, or are you after a business? Because some people just want a holiday club, and that's
Right.
okay. They can, I give them the link, they have a look at it, and can decide from there.
Did you
but
want
if-
to share about the laminated thing that you talk about? I don't know much about that.
Yep, give me 1 second.
To
I will.
present to your friends to buy in. Like,
Yep, 1 second.
sorry.
Yeah, so I have those conversations with people that I don't know yet, but it's all started building that relationship as well. When I'm talking about like talking to friends and things, there is a 2-page like laminated information that you can even show people. I don't typically show people that information, but I know I've sent it out to everyone because it is a really good cheat sheet, and it lets you know, you can buy in as a member, and you get 1-to-1 points. You can buy in as a member partner, and member partner is only like, it's $295. Like, it's actually a really, really good price. And then you start earning double your points. So you can put $100 in and you get $200 worth of travel points. If I've been talking to friends, like, I typically will talk about things that I'm excited about as well, like cruises I'm looking at, and like the fact that once you get 5 member partners, then you don't have to pay monthly. Yeah, so that's my biggest thing when I get new people in as well. Like, it's like, hey, we're all going to work together so that we can get 5 member partners for you. Yeah. However, when you get 5 member partners, I need to make sure I've got 6. Otherwise, I'll lose my free membership as well.
Yeah.
So how many do you
thinking-
have? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to know how many members do you have?
Yeah, so I've got 6 member partners at the moment. I've actually had, because you can give people your Incruise link, so they can actually go in, like, if they're interested, like, they can click on the join now, and you don't actually have to join. It's just making a login, and then they can look in the Incruise site. So then they can look and see what the cruises are. There's even a couple of the training sessions that are open for people. So I tend to find, particularly for people that I know, I will recommend to do that. Or people that I've been chatting with for quite a while, I'll recommend that as well. But I've got like 14 or 15 people that have logged in and had a look. Like 6 people have bought in, and the others haven't.
That's a pretty good ratio. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah, that's great. And then do you advertise both right now, or Enagic funnel and the Incruise funnel?
Right now, I'm just doing it as my main funnel. So that's the funnel that they can do in Enagic or any of the other products. Earlier this year, so like in January, I was doing Incruise only. And yeah, but I've just been looking at some different things. But it's all about testing, isn't it? It's just like all of our business. It's all about testing and what works, and see what happens. I know late last year I had like great success with my Incruise funnel and that ad. So I got pretty much everyone. I got my 6 buyers at that time. And
Right.
so, you know, it's then just keeping that momentum and what you're focused on at the time as
Right.
well. Yeah.
That's great.
I remember seeing a video about the showing how to present with that laminated thing. Nicole, do you know where that is, that video?
Yeah. So the thing about Incruises is that you get training with the Incruise company, and so they do some really good video training and also ask you quizzes at the end to make sure you've absorbed the information. And so that laminated presentation is actually in the basic training. So it's there, it lets people know what to do. But you've got basic training and leadership academy, and they have a whole resource section where you can go in and get the documents as well. Yeah. But with Incruises, like, you get that training, but because they've bought in as a digital business, you get a portion of the other training as well. So what I say is your starter kit for your digital business. And that's how I sort of talk to people. It's, you know, you've got your digital business aspect, which is, you know, the dream team aspect. And then you've got the specific Incruise information. So it may take a little bit of time just to get some understanding there, but it's marrying the two. But if you don't want to do digital and you just want to go out and sell to friends or people you know, or go hire a hall and invite people, absolutely go do that. You can do that with Incruises. Yeah.
All right. So when you go through a training, the Dream Team training first, and then the Incruise training.
Not necessarily first.
They're separate, aren't they?
Yeah, they're quite separate. The Incruise Dream Team training is a lot smaller than like the Enagic training, if we look at it in that aspect. So you only get a portion of the training available. Yeah, I definitely don't say first. What have I done? I've actually asked people to have a look at the Incruise basic training to start with, and do 1 or 2 of those, because they're very quick. They're 20-minute sections, and people get inspired. They also get certificates, and I even get a notification on my phone when people have done one of the courses. So it's a really good way to get people to know things. And you get extra bonuses if you get people signed up in your first 15 days. So I kind of get people to look at the Incruise training first and look at that first, because it hopefully will inspire and delight people, so they keep going. Setting up everything for digital takes more than 15 days. So that's my logic between getting them to look into the Incruise stuff first. You know, as a taster, and then move and then start looking at the other things. But I normally suggest, you know, set up your separate Facebook account as well. But it's letting people know the differences between the two.
When you say setting up as digital, meaning like put the, you know, the credit card information and all that stuff, is that what you're talking about?
No, I mean, so to do a website and a funnel and start using Facebook or YouTube, and like setting up ads and things, like, it takes longer because you've got to season your pages for there. So that, you know, takes a month, 6 weeks to get it ready for advertising. Whereas Incruises is all about, okay, you've just signed in, you're excited, get your excitement out there to everyone else.
Right.
And
that makes sense.
Spread the love.
Spread the love. Yes, exactly. And then share with warm market or something.
Yeah,
Yes.
and some people have great warm markets. They're super excited. I have one guy that's absolutely loves cruising, and he travels around the world all the time with friends, and he's on the hook, and he's just not 100% sure. But I know that if he goes, like, he travels with 60 people. So if he goes in, my business changes in a day. That's how
So
quick.
he sign up? He sign up?
His details are in my funnel. He is got his details in Incruises, but he hasn't committed yet. He likes this one particular cruise line. So yeah, I must touch base with him and see where we're at. But gosh,
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm calling him
Yeah,
in
it's gonna
because
explode,
yeah.
right?
But he's really quizzed me as well. Like, he's asked a lot of questions.
Wow.
Oh,
Actually, in saying that, the other big thing about the difference between the $149 and the $100 funnels is $149, you get a coaching call. So your coach does all the work for you.
Okay.
Hi, Lee. We're going to send everyone to you. Whereas, like with this guy, like, he came in the $100 one, and you don't get a coaching call. They don't get all the coaching videos, the whole series that goes out. All they get is the page that comes after. It's the thank you page. You still get your emails come out inviting you every day, but you don't get that coaching call. So it's actually up to you. So yeah, you need to have those conversations.
I see.
Yeah.
But if they're lucky enough to buy in with you, you're as good as a coach anyway.
Oh, thanks, Ruth. You're a
Yeah.
keeper. Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. I hope it's gonna work out with him and with
Mm-hmm.
you. It's gonna explode.
He might have like 30 people buy in with him. Like,
Yeah.
And they do also say, like Incruises says, as soon as you go on a cruise, that's when your business changes.
yes.
Yeah, because you're there doing your marketing. So you're taking photos, enjoying yourself. You also meet people on the cruise.
Yeah.
Talking, and then you come back and you share your experience. And if you leverage it right, so if you start marketing it, it shows that passion and that desire. So that is definitely, I've heard Jorge, who's our sort of
Yes, that's what I was
client,
thinking.
talk about that. And I know, like, Ruth and Leanne and I have been looking at things as well, like even little quick short holidays, like short trips rather than big ones at the moment, just to get, you know, the dip your toe in the water, just to get a taste. So we get excited. And can leverage it.
Because he actually pretty much has life on the sea now. He just jumps from cruise to cruise, taking videos and photos and selling on and on and on. Like,
So why not take advantage of that and earn money?
Yeah.
So if he has 30, if scenario, if he brought all this in, how much can he make? I mean, maybe you can share that with him. It's like, look, you got friends already, 30 friends. You're going to be making this much of money, or like, you know, this kind of benefits already.
Yeah.
With it.
Yeah, I know. And
like,
yeah, it's kind of, I actually find it a little bit more difficult to figure out the exact amount that people are earning. Like, they do have, Incruise has matrices there, but, you know, when you have 10 people, you earn a certain percentage and a certain dollar. And then when you have 20, you earn more. And then depending on how many people they have under them, then you earn more. So it's, yeah, it's a bit more complicated, I guess.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So
but you also earn regularly as well. So when you've got lots of people under you, you earn a monthly commission, like a monthly residual income. Yeah. So every time someone pays their $100, you earn something from them.
So if you have 5, you get free, right? So if you have a 10, then what's going to happen?
You just keep earning more money. Yeah. And because really you're 5, they're likely to get another 5.
Yeah.
And so they get taken out of your free 5. But if you've got other people there, then you'll still have your free. Yeah. But every time people buy in with you, you get a commission. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it's good.
But there's different levels. Like there's actually so many different levels where you can earn, and you do need to pay attention of the dates of the month, because when you start having like lots of people, you can earn like a director's bonus. So you actually need to go in and claim your director's bonus. But you do get sent reminders about that as well.
I see. Well,
There's
sounds like
lots, there's so much, but it's
Yeah.
it's really interesting.
yeah.
Mm.
Sounds like you're doing really well in cruises. Yeah, that's exciting.
Fun. It's
Thank
fun.
you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I just see it as a win-win. Like that's what I tell people. Like it's just like your vacation account.
Yeah.
And that's actually how I started it, because B and I were talking about, you know, putting money into a specific bank account for a holiday. And instead of doing that, we did this. And so no matter what, we're winning.
Yes,
Yeah,
Mhm.
very much so now.
very much so now. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
Well, great. Well, thank you. Do you have anything else, Ruth or Wendy? I don't know if she's still there.
No, I'm run out of questions. It's
What
been
about
good,
you?
though.
Are you done? Yes?
No, I'm cooking. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Well, thank you, ladies.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much to Misako. Thank you for
Thank you, Nicole. Thank
leading for me.
you. Yeah. Thank you very much, Nicole, for answering all the questions.
Thanks.
And if you guys have any questions, if you are watching this, if you have any questions, you just reach out to us when you call. And yes, and then we can answer the question. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Bye.